see if we get anybody in here. We're on comments. If anybody comes in, I'll be able to see it. 25 seconds. Huh? Four to one. One person in the room. Hello. Can't see who you are yet for some reason, but hello. I'm just doing a test for a new way to use StreamYard to use it on mobile device. So that's what I'm doing. Just giving a quick test to see what's up with it. Van Life Rocks. Hello. Glad to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I'm just testing this out. This is a new version of the StreamYard apparently. It is for mobile devices. And that's not been, when I did mobile, I had to use StreamYard or Prism. This is the one I used for mobile streaming. So this is nice. Pamela and Johnny's Motorhome Journeys. I don't know if I've met you before, Pamela and Johnny. So welcome. This is a test. This is not my usual show. Usually those are Monday and Thursdays at 11 o'clock. This is just a quick check-in to test this new version of StreamYard mobile, because usually I either had to have when I used it for my Monday and Thursdays, I used my desktop for it. So this is nice to have it because it's more options, more options. So anyways, that's what's going on with this. How's everybody today? Wi-Fi? Yes, I'm on Wi-Fi. I am at home. I wasn't expecting to do this, so my hair kind of sucks, but please excuse the do, please. I try not to look so undone, but it's just, I got excited when I saw this and a couple other people testing it out. So I had to test it out. So you can just come along with me for a minute if you want, help me out. So would anybody like to come up and chat so I can test that out on this mobile? I've seen you a lot, Van Life Rocks. Would you like to come up on screen and just talk a little bit about your channel for a minute? I can. Let me see. I have to copy a link. Copy that link and then put it into the chat, which I've got to figure that out now. Let me see here. Hold on, you're going to go for a little ride. I'm just seeing if I can get to American Wanderer. Hello, I am testing out the new StreamYard mobile. That's why this is all kind of rocky. And I'm trying to find a way to paste into the chat. I'm not seeing where I can actually chat, write something. And that is making me unhappy. Okay. All right. So how's everybody doing right now? Anybody in extreme warm area? It's not letting me pat. Yep, let me try it sideways. That's the right way to do it anyways. But I cannot find a place to post. Humid. Here, we're in Eugene, Oregon, right on I-5 corridor between Washington and California. And it's dry right now. It's very dry and very warm. It's probably 70-ish right now. And I'm in my garage. This is where I have my office. So I'm still looking for a place to be able to post where I could write something in the chat. This is really annoying because I want to drop the link for someone to come up. Bob from Bob's Adventure was on with this earlier, and he's who I should find a way to get to him and have him explain what to do. So it's sideways. I'm sideways. Not too bad yet, but I'm sideways. Van Life Rocks driving. Yeah, we drove a lot yesterday. We went to a park east of here towards the Cascade Range, and it's a day use. It is a dam called, what's the name of it?
Which one we go to?
Where we went to yesterday?
Dexter.
No, we didn't go to Dexter. We went to Patty and Stewart's Lake. Oh my God.
I don't remember going to the lake.
Where we took Patty for a walk? Okay, you think about it. Think about it.
I want to say Weaver.
Leeburg Lake is where we went.
Is that what it said?
Yeah, no, you just did. Hey,
Hey,
Linda Barker. I'm just checking out this new version of StreamYard chat. I woke up at 10 o'clock this morning, our time. So if you're on the East Coast, you've been awake a lot longer than me. And I didn't intend on doing any lives, but I woke up to Bob's Adventure, talking about StreamYard's new mobile app. And now I'm trying to find a way to paste in the comments a link so that someone could come up and chat and we could test that part out. But I'm not, for some reason, it's not letting me chat. As far as not letting me write anything down, type anything in. And this is our garage. Got a refrigerator over there. I don't know where my son was into painting one night and he wrote fridge and then a freezer beside it. Downsize. No, I think we'll be able to keep this house at least for a while. And so we won't have to get rid of that stuff. Lucretia, click more and post comments at the top of the list. Happy Place Camping. Hello, Happy Place. Click more. Post comments. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this one more time, guys, and see if anybody would like to come up. I'm going to have to go to more. Oh, wait, no, that's not. Oh, God. Please go away. Oh, Lord. Why does this happen to me? Oh. Okay, I found you guys again. Let me try it again. Invite a guest, copy. Okay, now I'm going to go to more, post a comment, paste. There we go. All right. So if anybody in here would like to come up and chat with me, help me test this out, I would be so happy. And I need to get to layout for 2 people. Done. So if anybody wants to come up, tell me about their day, tell us about, hello, let's see, Linda Barker. We've got Linda Barker in here. Happy Place Camping, American Wanderer, Van Life Rocks, Pamela and Johnny's Motorhome Journeys. And thank you guys. If you don't mind hitting the thumbs up, or you can hit the thumbs down, at least it's communication apparently. And well, apparently the powers that be like us to have some kind of communication going on. You did it. So Linda, do you want to come up and chat? Happy Place Camping. I'd love to have you guys, any of you, come up and chat. That way we can test this out and give me a beta test. I wouldn't feel so self-conscious about coming on live in a situation where I'm not really prepared, but you know, getting through it. I'm learning this as I go, Linda Barker. Really, okay, just for a sec. Just for a sec's great for me. All right, so I believe the link should be there somewhere. And I've set it up so there should be able to be 2 people on the screen. Okay, guests. I see you. Okay, good girl. Thank you. Add to stream.
Oh, whoa, that's screwy on the phone.
It's very different.
Yeah, it is, because now I'm trying to move it so I'm not cutting my face off.
I know. I have this little holder my son bought for us, and otherwise I'm like all over the place, you know, because I'm a hand talker, and when you're holding a phone and trying to talk,
right,
it's hard. But that's nice. StreamYard has done this. They had to get competitive with Prism.
Well, I was kind of wanting to come on to somebody so I could see what it looked like from the guest's point of view. And I mean, it basically looks the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I can click on a button and see the chat, but I don't see where I can chat. That's what I think's odd there.
All right. So do you have a place where you can tap the more, or is that just on my end?
Nope, that's just on your end, evidently.
Okay. Yeah. All of this is new to me, and y'all are my learning curve, so to speak. Honey and me. Hi, Honey and me. Thank you for coming in.
Hi, Sue.
Very happy. Nomadic Rep Hack. Yes, yay, I did it. So, yep. I know how to copy and paste, at least.
Yeah, so I mean, you get your link in there and you can pull people up, so you're good to go, really. I mean,
yep.
And evidently, yes, and you can comment on the chat, but it doesn't look like your guests can comment on the chat. So they would have to have another tab open or something, I guess. I don't know how that would work.
Right. I'll find out more about that. You know, I know that Bob from Bob's Adventure was working with this too, with Daydream About Nice Things and Van Life Pain, and they were all kind of looking at it. And then I got myself vaguely around, you know, just quickly, so I could go start playing with it. So hello, Yellow Brick Road. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. This is a test. This is a new feature to StreamYard. And so it's a real nice feature that we can carry it on our phones now. So, honey, you don't have to feel compelled to stay up here. You don't have to if you don't want to, as long as you feel comfortable.
I did just figure out that if I try on my phone to open like another tab or whatever in order to like maybe go to the YouTube and chat, it just froze me. I was just frozen. So that might be a little bit of an issue. So
Yes.
for your guests. I mean, for you, you're fine because like that, you can do it all there. So,
Well, it
but
would be nice if you guys could do, I'm going to put my email and just see what it looks like. Okay, so that's working too.
and
Um,
Hippie was doing earlier. He pulled up a little video, like shared a tab and played a video. That works too. I don't know how he did it, but he did that. So
I'm going to have to play in the dark with that because
right.
I don't want to waste people's time. I'll get my little sister on a private chat and we'll work on it. She
There
just
you
was in
go.
no mood for it today. So it's a hot day here in Eugene.
Yeah, it's hot here in
Already.
Missouri too.
Really, the South
Yeah.
is now pretty much, isn't the South pretty warm during this time of year?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and we get the humidity, so that makes it even better.
Oh. Someone told me, I don't take this advice, but because I want to go to Florida someday, but someone said, don't ever go to Florida, especially in the hot season when there's a lot of humidity, because you will constantly be drenched.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nasty. It's all sticky, makes you constantly feel like you need to take a shower. So yeah, it's miserable. So
Now, I just had a glitch happen. I can't hear you. Can you hear me okay?
yeah, I can still hear
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yeah.
Because someone just tried calling in on my phone and now I can't, and I clicked them off and now I can't hear you.
Oh,
That's really weird.
I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I think this is kind of what I needed to do anyways, just to see if I could get it going. Because I always doubt that. I'm just not technologically inclined. And
Well,
so
and
I
it's
appreciate,
new. So yeah.
and I hate not being able to hear you. It's like, what are you saying?
Okay, then I'll go.
Clicking the up sound.
Did that work?
I'm turning media up all the way. Oh, Lord, here we go again. Oh, God. Why me, Lord?
Oh, where'd you go? Why do people keep doing this to me? Um, okay, I'm gonna jump out then.
somewhere.
And he doesn't understand that all this dust is going to fuck that stuff up. To some degree, it's got to take care of the dust out here. Here is a screwdriver that you could probably use somewhere put away, right?
Yeah, this was one yesterday.
Huh? Okay, see if Patty wants to come in. She's not on her chair. She must have went out the door, so get her in. It's probably too hot. Uh-oh. Hello? Is this still on? Because it looks like there's a few of you there. Okay. I'm going to drop the link in the chat and see if anybody'd like to come up. It looks like we've got Journey via. Oh, hello, Lily. I'd love to have you come up if you wanted to come up. Very much, I'd love to have you come up. Journey via Lily's Lens, Honey and Me, Yes Reports. I don't believe I know you, but welcome. Glad you're here. This was an impromptu several minutes ago. I thought I was off, but I was on my phone because I got an update that I could use my phone with StreamYard. And so I was trying it and then I lost it. So I thought that killed the dang whole thing live, but it didn't. Nice to meet you too. If you want to write something, and I'd love to write something about your about who you are and what you're doing. You know, if you're a van lifer, if you're RV, if you're part-time, full-time, if you're an artist, whatever it is, what's your channel about? And I'll put it up here so that other people can get to know you too. Journey via that. Okay, I already got Lily, and I've got the link dropped. Honey and Me, Misfits and Dreamers. Hello, glad you're here. I'm glad y'all sat in dead silence. I don't know if it was dead silence. I don't know what my husband and I were talking about. I hope it was, oh God. Sometimes, you know, when you have one of those things happen that you go, gosh. Van Life Rocks, Following the Yellow Brick Road, Linda Barker, Happy Place Camping, who gave me some lessons here that helped me out. American Wanderer. If any of you'd like to just step up and say hello on screen, I would love to have you up here. All right, let me put you up here, put this information up. Yes, we do business videos and made in America videos. Would you like to come up and talk to, just share some information about your channel up here? Welcome to. The link is down there. Oh no, she should have stayed. Do you want to come up, Lily? I'm looking in this camera and I cannot stand my hair. Oh, Jesus God. I'm sorry I look like crap, everybody. Bye-bye, honey and me. I'm sorry this was screwed up. Just was trying to figure things out. Misfits and Dreamers. Warm here, 87 in upstate New York. Well, we're on the I-5 corridor between California and Washington. We are right on the freeway. Well, we live about 6 miles off the freeway to the west, but Eugene is on the freeway. Home of the Oregon Duck football team, who won last year's Rose Bowl. I am a Duck alum from 8 years ago. Try going to school with 18-year-olds at 50. You are not the most popular girl in the class. And that's okay. I got a real education. I wasn't just there for the being sent there. Following the Yellow Brick Road. Checking in. You want to come up and say hi? I've seen you a few times. I just would love to have you come up if you feel like spending a couple minutes talking about your channel and giving a shout out for yourself. And if you don't see the link, please tell me, because I did what I believed I was supposed to do. And if you would like to come up, yes, reports. I would love to have you come up and talk about your channel and how you do this. It would be great. It would be a great education for all of us. So if you do not see the link, please tell me. I'm going to pull this up on my YouTube on my phone. I have a bunch of YouTube work to do today, so I didn't intend on doing a live stream. But you know how best intentions go? Our best intentions don't mean nothing. Go to my channel, go to my live face here. Okay. So 7 thumbs up. 7 thumbs up, and I think there's 2 of us in the room, maybe. Linda Bark, whoever's still here. Anyways, oh, I got somebody right now. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Great, great. My name is Bob.
Hi, Bob. So you want to, I'm Lucretia, and of course,
Nice to meet you.
of course, you're burning up the roads. Would you like to what would you like to share about your channel? Because I haven't heard of you yet, and so I love to learn about new channels.
Okay, sure. You have a double echo.
A double echo.
Yeah, I think it's because you're running YouTube in the background.
It's completely off, but I will. You know what I'll do? I'll shut it off. And how's that? Is that any better? Is it no double echo?
It's still running double.
Oh boy.
Oh, it just went away.
Okay.
No, it's still double.
All right.
That's okay. We can live through it. No problem.
Okay. All I hear you great. Unfortunately for you, I hear you great and you're having a double echo. So I'm so sorry for that.
No problem. No problem. So we have a couple of different channels. One of them is called Muscle Car Appraisal. We've been doing that for almost 2 years now.
Mhm.
We did about 60 videos so far. My partner in that channel is Jim Murphy. He's a professional muscle car appraiser guy for 35 years now.
Yeah.
And so I take care of the YouTube end of things, and Jim takes care of making the videos, filming and talking about the different cars.
Uh-huh.
And that's called Muscle Car Appraisal. And then this
Okay.
new channel that we just started a couple of years ago, but we became active about 2 months ago, is called Yes Reports.
All right.
And Yes Reports, I've been a businessman since I was 18 years old.
Oh,
So Yes Reports is going to talk about business. It's going to talk about, it does interviews with other business people. It does business tips, business news. We're going to start a series of videos about made in the USA products.
oh, cool.
I did the first one today, which I'll be uploading next week. And I was amazed when I did some research about made in the USA products. That's a really hot topic these days.
Yes.
So I'm going to continue to research that topic. My wife helped me make the video. She's a school teacher. So we spent the afternoon researching made in America products, and it was fun to work with my wife.
Oh, I bet.
So what's your channel about?
Okay, so our channel, well, I just want to make sure I have these names down right because I want to go to these channels. So Muscle Car Appraisal and Yes Reports.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and I just want to put a note for myself because I will forget, if I do this much longer, I'll forget stuff. And so I want to go here and check your channels out. I personally love muscle cars. I love muscle
Great.
cars. I just love looking at shows where they're fixing them up or they're redoing them and how they just, goodness. I got to drive one time when I was a youngster. A best friend of mine had a 442, and it was definitely not like driving my car. It was really different. So our channel, that's my husband and myself. We've been married 35 years, together 37. And we want to, in January, our plan is to go on the road full time. Originally, we were going to get a schoolie, a small schoolie, and remodel it. But as it turns out, I believe we're going to go ahead and look for an older, good condition Class C, because we want to be down in Arizona at the very late middle January, the very least middle January. I want to be here in Eugene with my family for the holidays, although I'd love to just get out and do something now. But what we planned on doing was in December, buying this small schoolie and getting it all built out. And you know how best laid plans are, okay? You probably have that experience at least once. I'm getting ready to have a back surgery, and my husband is too. And so I do not think by January, well, we will be completely recovered as far as physically, but not completely. I mean, I've had 10 of these. I know that my doctor will not want me doing any physical labor for probably 6 months, like where I would be building and hitting and moving things. So we need something that's pretty much done that we can come in, clean up, freshen up, maybe do some painting in, that kind of thing. And so the phrase burning up the roads is about going and doing all different kinds of things. And it's, even while we're here in our Sticks and Bricks, the Sticks and Bricks is my father's, and my father just died 2 months ago. He just passed in 2 months ago.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, it's been tough. So thank you. But he built this house, and I was 12 years old, and I helped, things like nailing chipboard and helping, how much a 12-year-old helps. I got to run the little bobcat when we moved dirt around, because this used to be an orchard, all apple and cherry orchards. And so I'm trying like heck to hold on to it. And if everything works out, our son, who's 30 years old, will live here and will be in business with us doing something that I think we're going to do that we used to do is we made earrings. And I'm just going to pull up a pair that I was looking at. They are made out of natural stone.
Oh, those are cool. Very cool.
And no two are alike. There's different colors, different shapes. There's smaller ones, real dainty. So we actually paid off a car back in the late 80s selling these on the coast. So I think if we revamped them and maybe updated some of the findings, the things that connect everything, we might be able to utilize them to sell them. So that's just, another thing. So we're going to parks locally, showing the parks locally, including camping, where there's camping, where there's day use. We intend on doing some back roads where there might be dispersed camping on the federal lands. So that is what our channel is about. And I'm disabled. I have a mobility disability. I was in 2000, well, I got my bachelor's degree in 2011 or 2010 in Family and Human Services. I'd had an injury while I was working, an on-the-job injury in real estate of all things. But I got a rare fracture. They fixed it, but I cannot do stairs anymore. And so as far as regular, and if you're in real estate, you have to be able to walk and you have to be able to go up and down stairs. That's just part of it. So I got educated in Family and Human Services and went on to work on a master's degree in policy. My health policy was my main interest, and my goal was to work with the government and to helping to develop health policy. Well, I got a disease in my spine that is working at a Mach 10 rate to make me end up in a wheelchair. Oh, no. So I have a neurosurgeon who's great. He's like the best of the best here in the Northwest, and he's kept me walking since this started disintegrating 10 years ago. And so I've had several surgeries and a couple of big ones and many smaller ones. And so that's what's happening. So we are kind of, while we're on hold here in a Sticks and Bricks, we're still going out and about as long as we can, trying to get information about this area out to anybody who might be coming through.
How's the COVID-19 situation going in your state? Not good, huh?
No, it's increased. And we've opened up to, I believe, pretty much a third level as far as openness. People are still wearing masks in stores. I have a mask that I take with me. When I go publicly, like into a store, I do everything I can to wear it because it's out of respect for other people. I personally hate masks because it makes me so hot I get nauseous, but I would rather get nauseous than die.
Absolutely.
And my husband too, he's adamant about wearing a mask. So just trying to live within the rules and not be completely locked down, because we were locked down for what seemed like years. I mean, it seemed like, as everybody else, it affected us. So it's Lane County, which is the county I live in, hasn't really had any upticks until very recently. And now there's it's growing, and we've had 3 more deaths. So we're trying to, I stay on top of it every day. And we're trying to, once again, to go back to having things delivered. If we can have our groceries delivered without an exorbitant cost, we will get them delivered. Because both of us getting ready for surgery, the last thing we can do is get this monster.
Well, I hope you successfully come through everything, including your surgeries for both you and your husband.
Yeah.
I wish you the best with that.
Thank you. I think it'll be fine. It's a no-brainer, and it's one of those things that will help us get on the road. We will not be able to get on the road as long as we both have this pain that's very, it's almost like being condemned to a life of ugly, because it's nerve pain, and nerve pain is, you can't get rid of it. So anyways, and I do it for the most part without pain medicine. I do not take pain medicine for it. So, because it doesn't help. What's the point taking something that ain't helping you if you're taking it for that reason? So anyway, well, is there anything else you might be able to share about your channel that you haven't yet shared?
Well, before we go on to that, I wanted to say making the earrings is a great idea because you may be able to write off some of your expenses on the road.
Okay. Yep. That's
You
what
know.
we were talking about.
Yeah, you'll have to check with your accountant, but I think it's a great idea.
Yep.
They're very nice. No, that's pretty much it. We're learning as we're going. Although we've been doing it almost 2 years now, the YouTube thing's ever changing. One of the hard things for me is when you look back at this video, you'll notice that I wasn't looking at you in the eyes, but actually I was looking at the video of you. I have a hard time looking 6 inches above the actual you is over here, and my camera's up here. So in school, or when I started being a salesman at 18 years old, I was taught to always look into people's eyes. But these days, with this camera stuff, I'm not looking at the person's eyes. I'm looking at the camera, and I have difficulty learning how to do that. So I apologize if it appears that I wasn't looking at you, but actually I was looking at you.
Yes. So does it look like I'm looking at you right now?
Yes, it does.
Okay, but you are way over here to my right, my physical right. And so when my instinct to look at you at the right is now I'm looking away. So I have to look above the camera, and the camera is kind of set up high. I think I'm going to have it move it down. And if I, so you're over here on my right. If I look at the screen right here, how it works. It's flipped. You're over here to my right, and then looks like I'm looking somewhere. I don't know, but yes, none of us are trained in this. It's a learning.
It's all
process.
new. Yeah.
Yes.
I use StreamYard also. I love StreamYard.
Yeah. It's simple.
Yeah. It's very, very simple, and it's I'm 61, so I have to keep it simple.
58.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah, you too. All right.
I hope you and your husband have a safe operation. Thanks for having me on your channel. And if you have a chance, check out Yes Reports.
I will.
I'll be coming up beginning next week with a series of videos about Made in America products, and that should be exciting.
Yes. Well, and thank you for pointing that out, because I love to try to buy Made in America when I can.
Thank you so much, and be safe.
Thank you. Just
hit the pleasure talking with you.
Pleasure talking with you too, sir.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, just hit the yep, you did it. Good job. Okay, let's see what's happened over here. All right. Nomadic Rat Pack. A good example is a hail damaged RV. It has done some minor damage, but it does not affect how it functions. If you're okay with the things like that, you could really say, yes, I know. I've been looking online. See, I swear to God, my husband was just here behind me, and he's not in the room. That's so weird. That's bizarre. So, okay. Yeah, him and I, because that's what you say, him and I have been talking about things like that. That's all right with us. Let's see. Right here is, no matter if you call me, I could show you the Copart website and how to navigate the insurance service. Okay. Nomadic Rat Pack. I don't know if I wrote your phone number down yesterday. If you want to send it to me, my Gmail address, I'll put it up for a moment and you can get it up there. Wrong one. Yes. There we go. So go ahead, and that's my Gmail, KrishaK@gmail.com, and go ahead and send that to me. And send me your number, and we'll talk about that. All righty. Here. All right. So is there anybody else in here who would like to come up and chat? I don't know if I need to drop the link again. My accidental live stream. Nomadic Rat Pack. Okay. I'm going to write down your number. Are you in Eugene area? Nomadic Rat Pack? Okay, so you're the only one here. Okay, good. So I'm glad that you're the only one here. I mean, I think that it could be dangerous to just have one's phone number floating around out there. I know people who've done it. I don't know that anybody's been injured by it, but I think I will go a couple more minutes and I'm going to grab my phone. There's my phone. Yeah, this was an accidental thing. So you're in Central Oregon. Yep. I love Central Oregon. I actually love Sisters. And I'm an ocean person. I want to be at the ocean and preferably around Newport. I love Newport. I love that northern central coast area. But I do enjoy, I'll tell you, I get some heart palpitations when I start driving into Sisters. And I love it around there. And I know of nomads and people who are doing different types of nomading, whether it's full-time or part-time or weekend warrioring, who spend a lot of time in our summer, you know, between June and September in Central Oregon. So, yeah, it's a nice place. And that's where we were headed over McKenzie Highway yesterday. And where we stopped is about 15 miles outside of Springfield at the lake up there. And I'll give you a call later today about the Coparts. You said Coparts? Lapine, yes. I love that area too. Lapine and Chamotte. I really do love that part of the world. So I could stay in central area, knowing that I could get to the coast, you know, in several hours. Here I can get to the coast in 60 minutes. But I do not know how people live in the Midwest, and especially if they're older and have never been to the coast, to a coast anywhere. A few years ago, Richard and I were driving on the 101, and there was a group of people, and and you could tell they were older. And then they had some older people like that looked in their 80s, and they were driving about 2.5 miles an hour, and we knew intuitively they were brand new to the ocean. Not just brand new here. I bet they hadn't even seen the ocean. We happened to be at a rest stop with them, and lo and behold, guess what? They had never seen the ocean, and the one older couple in all of their 80-some years. It was the first time at an ocean. So it almost made me cry because I was very frustrated driving behind 2.5 to 5 miles an hour. But, you know, once I found out, I kind of asked God for forgiveness, because I felt really angry. You know, how dare these people impede my day? So, all right. Well, I think I'm going to end this right now and do some work that I need to do. And thank you for hanging out or coming back or whatever. Let me see here. The Rat Pack is only going mobile due to the brutal winters here, and my bone disease is so painful during the winters I cannot be here anymore. Do you want to come up and just you and me talk about it? I'm curious about that, because I think, okay, so aside from, I got a little squirrel that just ran in front of me. I think I'm going to move my camera to the other side on top of the computer, and that will help me not feel like when I'm talking to people who are on camera that I'm not looking at them, because that's really uncomfortable where it's sitting right now. But would you like to come up? Okay. All right, I'll wait here for you. I'll drop another link. RV weekends. Hey, this was a mistake, but turned into 60 minutes almost. And you and Nomadic Rat Pack are the only ones here. You don't have to stay if you don't want. I was just testing out new StreamYard for mobile, for cell phones. And then then everything went sideways on my cell phone. I thought my stream was over. And for 15 minutes, some people hung in there until I just was checking. I just sat down at my computer and noticed that the stream was still going. I'm praying I didn't say anything inappropriate because I really didn't know anybody was there. But anyways, glad you're here. And Nomadic Rat Pack is going to come up and share the screen for a few minutes and talk about who they are and talk about their channel. If you want to stick around, and they just had to go throw on a shirt. If you want to stick around, and because we're also in Oregon. All right, ready to go? Thumbs up. Okay. Now you heard the fellow before me and him talking. I'm looking at you. I'm trying to look at you, but it's looking away from you. So I'm looking at you. Okay, I just want you to know that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Is there an echo? Are we coming through okay?
You're coming through great.
Okay. I can hear you fine, and I don't have an echo on my end. In the past with the cell phones, unless you had earbuds in, sometimes it would create an echo for the show or the people on panel, and apparently that's been resolved.
Yeah,
I think because I've done a lot of talking with Roy and Becky's Travels. They're great people. I just love them to death. We talk almost every day on the phone. Just wonderful people.
Cool. Yes, we're hoping to meet them when we finally get on the road.
I cannot wait to go meet them and share some Blackstone breakfast with them.
Oh, yeah. So what's your name, if you don't mind sharing it?
I am Troy, and over here is Christian. It's my partner, Christian.
Hi, Christian. Hi.
So we're an older, younger gay couple. I'm the older, he's the younger. Anyway, which I don't really put out there often, but we're sitting in here alone, I believe, with just you and I on the chat, so no big deal. I don't even care if it replays. They'll all figure it out eventually.
Well, you know what? My son is gay, and he's very open about it. He doesn't mind that I say so. He's 30.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're not one of those disgruntled people. How nice.
No, you know, and since there's not a ton of people out here, I'll tell you, I'm a conservative. And so, I mean, but I'm also a human being. I'm a human being. And
a lot of people don't get that.
I look at others as human beings, not as things. So
yeah, well, they think if we don't conform to their lifestyle, we need fixing or something sometimes. But I don't want to get on that subject. It's it's too deep.
Yep.
We're here for something else.
Yes.
I am looking at purchasing an RV on Copart. What we're doing here is we've shut our channel down for personal reasons temporarily. We're going to start the channel back up towards the end of summer. And we were doing really good. People loved our content. Bob thought it was great. His wife loves it with Blue Wave Odyssey. Met a lot of wonderful people out there. We've been thrown into a spiral. We had other plans, and of course plans change, as you were saying earlier. That my sister had a rental house I was managing. The renters quit paying their rent for several months, then moved out. Their son left the place on the outside trash. They didn't do the maintenance they promised on the inside for getting cheap rent. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm down here in my sister's house in Chemalt trying to clean it up with a little bit of help I can get from some friends and what have you to get it marketable, because we're done renting places with what happened here. We're just done.
Yep.
They left a $5,000 to $10,000 property cleanup on the outside, multiple letters from the county. I was on them. They just up and quit paying rent and left. And the inside isn't too bad. They didn't trash it or anything, but he didn't do the maintenance. He said he would either, you know?
Yeah.
So is that was the deal, is if I don't have to do the maintenance, you get this place for less than half price. And they didn't follow through. But they took care of it. They just didn't maintain it. Regardless, their son was the issue, living on the property, trashing the outside like some wild animal, moving from spot to spot in the yard, trying to hide his mess. We just pulled 24 yards of wood, metal, and garbage out of an area that's like 100 by 50.
Oh my.
And if you know how much a yard is, that will fill a 6 or 7 foot wide, 14-foot long trailer. You know, that's a 14-yard trailer sitting out there at 7 foot wide and that size and 4 foot tall sidewalls on it. And that was our first load out of here. And then we've got a pile of wood and metal that size also sitting on the property that we're collecting to get rid of. And that's just one area that he lived in we're hitting. We have another area to go out back and clean up that's just as bad. And that took us weeks to dig. I mean, we're digging stuff out of the ground, buried up to a foot in the ground out there.
Boy. I've been a property manager, and so I've never managed a property like what you're describing, where someone could have got that trashed. But I have certainly been in situations where the people trash the property, and it costs a lot of money to clean it up, and those are generally not people who collect on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Or they up and moved and told people they were going here and told people they were going there and told me they were going somewhere. And I'm sure it's none of the above.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really don't care. I'm just happy they're gone. It's done with. I was managing it. I owe it to my sister to clean her place up. So it changed all my plans. I was busy. Our channel was about us working on our Class A motorhome to go nomadic.
Uh-huh.
And showing the RV remodel in it. And, and me with the bone disease, I was portraying myself as somebody who wasn't hurt. People don't like hearing, about your problems and downbeat stuff. So I'd go out and work on it for 4 or 5 hours, and then I'd be in bed for 3 days, not able to even move. And then I'd recover and go out and work on it for another 4 or 5 hours and record that. And then I'd be in bed for 3 to 5 days again. And they don't get to see that part. And I had somebody that caused some problems, and they were threatening to turn me into disability. And I just basically took the channel down because I portrayed myself as a healthy, middle-aged man, and that could cause me problems.
Yeah.
So we shut our channel down for those reasons.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we'll correct that when we start it back up and make it clear that I am disabled and what have you in the about page and all that stuff. So there's no discrepancies of what I'm doing in this channel in the future. But anyway.
Well, let me say
when the people moved out, and I had to come down and start dealing with this house.
That's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that, because
that's okay. It's life.
Yeah.
Plans change.
Yes, sir. I just want to go back for a second to the whole disability thing. One of a YouTuber, her name is her channel is New Horizons. And her name is Susan.
New Horizons, yes.
And her channel entirely, as you know, is about being disabled and helping other disabled people find places and things to do. And it makes me need to think about, I believe in I talked about being disabled because I am disabled. And, it's another woman that I follow. Her channel is, Deborah Dickinson, and she has a traumatic brain injury. So she really, you can't see her injury on the outside, but she has serious injury. And so she talks and relates her channel and everything she does related to her TBI. And there's a way to do it without whining every day. I talk about being disabled and yeah, and yesterday I took my walker with me for the first time to go on a walk because I feel like it's wussy, but it's reality. For me, I am disabled enough to not be able to walk any distance.
I put my cane down when I record. I can walk without it. I don't have balance issues. But my issue is a spinal disease. If I pick up a crate with 20 or 30 pounds of chains in it and move it 50 to 100 feet, if it's a bad day, I could be crippled for the next week or two. It's that bad. So I can do these things, but I have to watch what I do because I will cripple myself and be bedridden. There was a point where I was bedridden for months, and YouTube saved my life. I mean, I laid there so depressed, I thought about eating a bullet. And YouTube literally gave me something to do at that point when you can't get up and you can't move and you're bedridden just from a hard, honest day's work. YouTube really kept me around and moving forward. And now that I'm a little better and I've learned not to do the things that hurt and cripple me to where I can function and have some resemblance of quality of life. It's not what I want, but I'm happy. I'm upright and sucking air, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
I wanted to share that back with people, and create videos that they could enjoy, and maybe even, gear it towards people that can't get out and do those things and travel.
Yeah.
And do the videos geared towards them, the wonderful places I see, what I do. And if I go live, I was wanting to do interactive lives, like Roy and Becky talk about going to the Grand Canyon, and they put a little video up. I want to actually watch the comments and say, where do you want the camera, and do that for them. That's sort of the thing I want to do when I hit the road, is involve the people on the lives that are making the comments and let them be interactive with what I'm doing.
Right. That's kind of yesterday going live. I wanted to show people in a live setting, so for us finding a way to involve other people, because in a few years I could be at that point. So I'd love to have people that I know are doing that out there. It isn't the same, but it feels better than just sitting there deteriorating on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying?
Well, being an ex-remodel contractor mechanic, I bought a burnout Class A RV with 3 slide outs. It was a really good deal. And I thought this would be my last wahoo. I am killing myself so badly trying to get this thing done that I'm actually leaning towards, I bought that Class B camper van recently for a really good deal because it didn't run. We're getting to the point where it's going to run here shortly and put some new tires on it. And we're going to use that for the experimental model to go out and spend 6 months to a year on the road. And if we like that lifestyle, we're going to come back, sell the house, and I'll probably just buy a nice one at that point. When I'm looking at a couple $100,000 for a home, I can go out and pick almost any RV I want.
Right.
So, and then hit the road and make it our no more taxes, no more insurance, no more house maintenance. The house maintenance is killing me because I can't get out and work on my home anymore and it's falling apart. Yep.
So you're you're sharing my story. You're sharing so much of what you're saying is my story. And it talks about it. There's an introduction video, a couple of videos, one from Richard and I together, and then each of us did one. This is a house my father built. I was 12, I'm 58. You guys can do the math. It's been a while. And physically, because of the I have spinal disease. That's what's eating my spine up. So
I do too. I've shrank 2 inches. You've shrank 3. I've been in all your lives and watched. You've actually made me a mediator and trusted me to, I love being a mediator when I come into shows because I am that guy that wants to go to a safe place and make it safe for everybody else.
Good.
So I'm one of those good mediators where if a troll comes in, I'm going to whack their head off.
Good.
Pay attention, So yeah.
I'm lucky I have not had that yet. I have not had a troll.
It will happen, no. The first time it happened to Bob, he was really upset over it. And I was involved in that because I took him to a bad place that I didn't realize was a bad place. I was trying to help out another YouTuber that seemed like a really nice guy. And then I found out that the people that hated him had a good reason for doing it. And I just quit going there and left them alone, and they left us alone.
Yeah, what's the point? Well, we've got someone else in here, ZX2 for me. Hello. They're from New Hampshire.
I guess I need to turn the chat on here. So.
Nice of you to stop by. This was originally a mistake. It's been a very informative mistake, though. I was just checking out the new feature on StreamYard that you can do it mobile on a phone. And so here's my phone, looking for my phone. And I started out on my phone and things went sideways and I thought I lost it and I didn't lose it. It was fine. So anyways, people hung in there. I didn't know they were there either. Hello.
Yeah, I wasn't even watching the comments. Last I checked, I was the only one in your chat, and I sorry about that. I didn't even turn the comments on. I haven't gone live on it in a while. So RV Weekends, hello from Troy and Christian. Human First, wow, that is nuts. Everyone coming from hi everyone coming from New Hampshire from ZX24Me. And his name is Patrick. I think I've caught up. Sorry about that, folks. I have to lose the screen I'm watching with the host here if I actually go to comments on my cell phone. So I was just involved in just you and I there for a minute. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, it was a good conversation. I mean, I was,
Yes.
you know, so it's helping me figure out what I need to do in order to make this a more comfortable setting to interview people, because I can't talk really well right now for myself, because when I look straight ahead at the camera, it looks like I'm not looking at you, and I can look down and see you over to my right. It looks like I'm looking away at you, but I'm looking straight at you. So
I
I
was
got
just talking with Christian about that. Now, there's a niche for a product for YouTubers, and you would need to gear it towards YouTubers. So many of them use their phone, but a lot of live people will use a laptop or something else. When you're using the phone, it's easy to make it look like you're looking right at the screen, and that's an issue with a lot of people that go live. They want to make the people out there feel like they're looking straight at them.
yeah,
You know, like they're a part of it. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like I'm talking to you. And I thought, boy, what if we made a little camera with a little plastic thing that was just a little thin wire that went down to the center of the screen, and the little itsy bitsy camera that just blocked that little center part of the screen right there, where you could look at the screen that you're watching, and the camera's right there in your face like you're staring straight at it. I go, that would be neat.
exactly would be neat, because
There's a
right
little-
now
there's
it's
a-
not that way.
Yeah, well, there's a product that people would probably buy. You know, I'm
Yes.
always thinking of these things, but I never follow through with them.
I would
So
buy one.
anybody with that, go for it.
Okay, well, anything else you want to share about your channel? I've really enjoyed the chat with you. I like to
Well,
get to
we're not going to be starting our channel back up till towards the end of summer. Actually, it might be as soon as a month or so, because we are going to be in Sturgis. I have a friend, Troy Choate, that makes he owns a company called TC Customs, and he's a knife maker, and he makes custom knives and sells them at the biker events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this is his income, and Sturgis is literally over half his yearly income.
Wow.
And he's invited me there this year. He knows Mike Ballard and a bunch of the people there. And he's invited me there this year just to be sort of like a volunteer and help out, so I could get Sturgis off my bucket list.
Cool.
And pardon my French, but COVID be damned, I'm going to be there. I'm even going to go help run his booth and babysit his dog and stuff like that, because he wants to bring his dog with him and needs somebody there to be able to watch his animal while he's off selling knives.
Do you bike?
No, I can't anymore because of my back. I mean, I've had bikes. I just, when you get on a bike, I could ride one, but you have to tense up to be on a bike and be on high alert at all times. I've almost been killed multiple times when I was younger for people not realizing there's a motorcycle there. They don't see you.
Yeah.
And so you tense up the second you get on a bike, and that just messes me up to be that tense.
My
I
husband,
literally could ride a bike and get off and probably hit the ground.
my husband, he had a motorcycle a long time ago. He probably got rid of it 15 years ago. He had 3 very close calls, and the last one, if he would have lost his head, and he was able, quick and lucky enough to be able to barely get around him, and it scraped something, and he just said no. He came home and he sold it, and that's it. 3 was the charm. So
that's why I sold my bikes, because of people not seeing me. I ran off into oncoming traffic when somebody took a left-hand turn. They took my lane, and there was no center lane. There were 2 yellow stripes on a bridge, and they pushed me off into oncoming traffic. I literally had to stop right there on the yellow line or die, because they literally rubbed my bike and pushed me over and didn't even see me.
That's
and then then people on the freeways, they don't realize that all the traffic is stopped, and they come up sliding behind you. You pull around the car and watch plastic parts fly as they rear in the car where you were just sitting. And those are the reasons I sold my bikes. It's dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what I was in my 30s, you know. So we have a ZX24Me. Any plans for either of you to come up to New Hampshire or New England? Not this year, but maybe next year when we get nomadic and sell the home. We were just going to travel. We plan on getting 1,000 Trails membership as a backup plan. And doing as much docking as we can.
Yeah.
But we're gonna set up the rig with. I was just. I don't know if you can see this right here, but I was just on the phone with Caleb at Zamp Solar in Bend, Oregon, finding out what their Class B panels sell for. And him and I hit it off. With my knowledge of solar, I was like, you probably need someone like me on your R&D team. And he goes, actually, we probably do. He goes, you ought to come in and talk to me.
Cool.
So I might even, you know, work part-time from the road with Caleb, but I think he's one of the CEOs and people that started Zamp Solar. And I've talked with him before. He doesn't remember me because he deals with so many people, but, you know, we were sharing a bunch of knowledge about products and their product line they're going to develop. as I was researching, what they're willing to sell solar panels for local in my area.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought up things that he didn't even think about. I'm sure he would in the future when they get there. But it's like, are you going to build an alternator charge limiter into your charge controllers for your solar panels so people can hook them up to their car when they're driving them and charge your batteries? And he goes, I gave that no thought. I'll bring it up to the R&D team. And that's when I said, you probably need me there on your R&D team. And he goes, we probably do.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. So, and I could design solar systems for people. I know how to do it all. I just don't want to install them because my body hurts so bad.
Yeah. But
I'd want to get started on it. About halfway through, I'd be crippled
right
again, and not be able to finish it.
That's what's happened with my husband. He's in very bad shape right now. He's awaiting a back surgery, as am I. And it looks like somebody else might have come in the room. There's 3 of us. Let me just say, let me answer this question. I don't right now have plans to come to New Hampshire, but I can tell you that area is on my bucket list. I want to come up there in the fall. I want to be in the Northeast in the fall. And I know it can't be this year. It would absolutely have to be in 21 because this year we're not on the road. So hopefully you'll still be around. We'll be able to meet up. It would be really nice. I found another person, people in here with Patrick, or excuse me, Troy, that live in Oregon. So does Van Life, Gina Payne. And then up in Washington is Bob Adventure. He lives up there. So we have a few people in the area. Be nice to make a connection. A lot of people in
California, Oregon, and Washington on YouTube, and it's just incredible how nice these people are, and you just want to go meet them and hang out with them, even if it's for a weekend or something,
Yes, absolutely.
The road, we'll have nothing but time on our hands to do these things for the most part.
That's
Get
right.
out and meet some of these incredible people with similar stories and just wanting to get their eyes full of this great America, just like I do.
Yes. Yeah. There's so much to see. All right. So I'm gonna check with Patrick and see if Patrick, would you like to come up and share something about your channel? What your channel's about?
And keep in mind, some of these people are not content creators like myself. I was a content creator for about 6 months, and I am not at the moment, but I intend to be again shortly.
And that's fine. We need both. The community,
the people that support us as content creators. Those are the ones that love enjoying the stuff we put out.
Right.
They're very important. It's like having Twinkies but nobody to sell them to. If you're the last person on earth making Twinkies, what good is it?
Right. Mary Jones is one of the non-content people, and she usually is at everything I do, and she was here for a little bit, but very supportive of everybody I can see in the community, and it's a large community now of people. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna end the chat for now, and I've got to Patrick says they're not a creator, which is fine. We need non-creators. I'm a creator as much.
They're important. They're the consumer here. They are the consumer for the product.
That's right. I hate to even call myself a creator because I am not really, I'm not artistic per se, and I'm just learning how to do the editing. I know how to edit and do all the basic stuff, but I want to learn to do some of the fun stuff. And who's really good at that is the oh goodness, Mark and Carrie from oh Lord, I can't think of his name. He's actually a photographer, and he has that's what he does for life. His world is a photographer. I can't believe I can't think of the man's name. I highly respect.
Is it the one with all the incredible America Outdoors or something like that, with all the incredible pictures of the waterfalls, the leaves, the trees?
No,
I follow him.
I think it's good Lord. I just don't know. I'm sorry, I can't. And it's their YouTube name starts with the.
ZX24 Me says they like your videos.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And Gracie came in and said, hi, y'all. Hi, Gracie.
Oh, Gracie's in here.
Yep.
Thank you for being here or for coming back. This was a mistake live stream, but I've been here now for
Yeah.
an hour and 19 minutes. But you know,
Yeah, it does say test on the thumbnail.
we're talking about everything, you know, about getting on the road, the process, some of the barriers. Are you a content creator or non-content creator?
That was directed towards you, Gracie. And how life takes over, and sometimes getting on the road gets speed bumps and stop signs in there, barricades.
Yes.
Just heard about me. Rent. You know, the house I was managing for my sister just changed my plans for half a summer.
Right. And
Because I made a deal with my sister to where if I take off and work on her house while I'm here, and then take off for a while and sell my house, she will wait 1 year to sell her place, so I have a place to land if I have issues.
that's nice.
And she agreed with that it would be, you know, okay to hang on to this one for a year or so that I'm working on right now to give me a place to land if things go south on the road.
Okay.
You know, if I've already sold my place, I would even consider buying hers, you know, and if things go south on my, you know, if I have major medical issues and can't be on the road or something that turns my world upside down, I do need a place to land.
Right. You know,
neither right now.
as we've seen, you know, in so many YouTube creators who are out there in the when this really went down. Hi, Mary Jones. Glad you're
Hello,
here,
Mary.
that you came back. So many creators, when this all went sideways a couple months ago, and were looking for places to go, and even some private campgrounds were closed. You know, state campgrounds were closed. You know, everybody.
And I also got some of the good creators that I know, like the Graham Cracker and 360 Gal. I actually have personally hung out with some of these people, and I offered them a safe place to come that's COVID free with people that are being very careful, and they had already found places to go that they were happy with.
Okay. Well, one woman that I follow, she got a little small, very small place, just a piece of ground. It's in, I believe it's in Nevada. I believe it's in Nevada, and where she doesn't even have a hookup. Oh wait, no, that's not true. What she was looking for was that. What she ended up with is she was able to get out of a van and into an RV. That she had been in a van, and one of the extended vans that looked really cute inside. She was able to get out of a van and into an RV. Deborah Dickinson is her name. She's got traumatic brain injury, and for the first time in 5 or 6 years that she's been on the road, she's now standing up, cooking at a real stove and washing dishes in a real sink. So it's really great for her. She's on tonight at 5. I always watch her at 5 o'clock. I have deep respect for Deborah. So, yeah, that you never know what's going to happen. And it scared people. It's like one person was coming through New Mexico. I believe it was New Mexico. And boy, they were hard to get through. They didn't want people coming through New Mexico.
No traveling. And is that the name of her channel, Deborah Dickinson? Because I might check that out later.
Yes, it is Deborah Dickinson, and she's on at 5.
Excellent. 5. Let me get that down.
She does live.
That's 5 our time.
Yes, 5 our time. Yes, I have to say 5 our time. You're in Oregon. I'm in Oregon. So back there where she's at, I think she's mountain time. But anyways,
Yeah,
it's
I'm less than 100 miles from you.
Yeah. So Gracie.
I will be in Eugene on Monday.
Oh, if you'd like to meet, that would be great.
Okay, well, give me a call when we're done with the live stream so we can exchange numbers. You have mine. And I have to stop by Copart to put a deposit down so I can start bidding on rigs because they require a $400 deposit to be a bidder.
Okay,
and,
then good to have good knowledge.
Also, my sister has a barn out here that's 20 by 20 that's open on one side. And a company in Eugene is giving me a set of sliding barn doors for it that I have to cut about 3 feet off of. And I'll have a friend install those on the barn. So when I sell my place, I can put what I have left in that barn while I'm on the road. And it'll be securable now instead of 2 huge open walls on the front.
Well,
they're just letting me have the barn doors.
Copart is not too far from where I live.
No, and And I need to personally inspect each vehicle I'm going to bid on to make sure I'm getting what I'm getting, because I bought a camper out of there 14 years ago, and it was much worse than I thought it was in the pictures, but it was still such a deal. I couldn't be upset. So I've learned that you need to personally inspect these rigs that you're going to bid on. You cannot just bid on them from online unless they're almost giving it to you, like my camper, because I paid $1,400 for the camper. I owned it 14 years, and I sold it for $1,500 14 years later.
Oh boy. Wow.
So, I mean, those type of deals out there. It was a $10,000 camper when I bought it for $1,400. But of course, you have to add your gate fee, your bid fees, you know, your buyer fees, whatever all they add onto it. It cost me $2,000 to get the camper back to my house after bidding $1,400 on it.
It cost you how much?
Gas, cigarettes, lunch, and the extra fees for buying it was $2,000. So there was an extra $600 involved in their fees and what it cost me to go get it in North Portland. It was the North Portland location that I bought it from, and I was already living here in La Pine.
Okay.
When you get it. So there's extra fees that add up to quite a bit above and beyond your bid. Keep that in mind, like 10 or 15% of what you're bidding, it becomes an extra fee.
See, that's good information to have. My husband used to work for the auto auction, and he
contact me so I could explain to you how the website works and how it works there, so you don't jump in blind. Since I've done it before.
It's very helpful to have that. And, you know, maybe these people who are on here, Gracie, Mary Jones, maybe there's some information that's helpful to them. I don't know. How are you guys doing today? Mary Jones?
Handmade Blessings by D. Cobb. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Handmade Blessings, D. Cobb. Hi, Dee. Glad you're here. I've said this now many times. This was an accidental stream. I was simply checking out the new feature for this to be on the phone, and I thought I lost the stream, and I just went about my business, and then I found it was still alive. So I picked it up, and we've had a nice chat here. Is there anybody? Would you like to come up and chat, Dee? Join us, or?
Do something while we're on here live with just a few people in here, but you were saying, you know, talk a little bit about our channel, which is down at the moment, but we're putting it back up in a month or so. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm Troy, and my partner is Christian. This is one of the Rat Pack. This is how we got our name. We want to be nomadic, and our pets are our rats. I have two deer Chihuahua. This is Bongo. And he's a deer Chihuahua. The other one is Bucky, and I call them my little rats. So these are my pets. And then we have Christian's getting them right now, so you can see them. And then he actually has two fancy rats that were rescues from a snake farm.
Oh.
So and they're going to travel with us. So this is Apollo. I'll stick him right up in the camera. There you go. There you go, little man. This is Apollo. He is the biggest little ham you've ever seen. He loves the attention. He loves to be talked to and held. He is just an incredible, I mean, they have personalities as good as my dogs do.
Oh boy, would not have thought that.
And they clean more than a cat. I mean, people think rats are dirty vermin. These things clean twice as much as a cat does. It's amazing. If you just keep their cage clean, they are extremely clean animals. And personalities, they love a treat. They each have their own separate personalities, which is amazing. You wouldn't think that rodents would have personality, but they do.
Do you now? Let's see. Mary Jones is saying she can't see you very well. It's kind of dark. I don't know.
Let me get up and close the window behind me. Let's see here.
So yeah, Mary, I'm not normally quite this. I was just going to come out.
I had a window behind me, and it was creating a lot of light in there. That might help.
Okay, is that better? That's better actually. I can see you better.
No, I can't. I have to reload my TV real quick because my TV is lagging about 30 seconds behind. So let's reload it. I'm watching on a 50-inch big screen in front of me, and then I have the phone with the chat and you sitting on the coffee table.
So that's what I'm
sitting here in my pajamas. I just realized that my pajamas are showing.
All right.
There we go. It was a hot day. I just got up, got my pajamas on, and sat here in a t-shirt until he asked me to go on. So I grabbed a hat and a t-shirt.
Well,
It's about 80 here.
I didn't get up till like 10 o'clock this morning. Yesterday I was very tired last night, and I slept hard, real hard. So
The last 2 days, I have all-
okay. So you were going to talk, go ahead, about was it your channel you wanted to talk about?
Oh, well, it's just basically Christian and I remodeling the RV and our adventures. What we tried to do was to diversify the channel, and it's not up yet. It'll be up in about a month and going, and we'll reload the old videos. We had about somewhere between 10 and 20 videos already done. We have about 525 followers. And it's sad to just shut it down the way we did on the people, but we'll explain that when we restart it. It wasn't our choice, really. We had to. But we're going to show like an out and about thing, something local that we're near, like we did the Bigfoot Museum in Boring, Oregon, when we traveled through there to go to the Destination Open Road event, because we were part of that. I don't know if anybody on here remembers that or not. We did a Destination Open Road video. So we try to do things that we're out and about seeing. And then we try to do something with our pets, try to show the RV and what we're doing with it. And there's always going to be repairs on an RV, so that'll be, and that's basically what our channel's about, is showing repairs on the RV, what we're doing out and about, you know, our personal lives with that, and then something local in our area, wherever we're at, that people can go see also, you know, and give them just enough to make them curious to want to go do it too. Or enough to where they're satisfied with, oh, that was cool. And of course, you know, the name Nomadic Rat Pack is because of the Chihuahuas and the rats.
That's so funny.
You only got to see Apollo. We have one called
The rats are hysterical.
Go ahead.
I've just never seen rats as a pet.
Oh yeah, they're so loving.
You know, but if they,
I had no idea great pets they make.
yeah, I've seen them in zoos. My husband and I love to watch zoo channels, live zoo stuff. And so I've seen them. I've definitely seen them in there, and they're, you know, they treat them just like they have just the exact same care as if they were a lion or a tiger.
Yep.
Very much.
Yeah, we taught them. We make a special when it's treat time, and they almost break their legs getting to the cage to open it, wondering what they're going to get this time, whether it's going to be fruit or cracker or pizza bread.
Yeah.
And it's rare that they don't just love their treats.
Now we'll be traveling with our 20-year-old beagle, and she is the center of the universe for us. We love her. We just adopted her from our nephew and his wife a year ago, when they had been living here, and they brought a beautiful, wonderful pit bull with them, and I love him like he's my own child. But they wouldn't leave him behind. You know, they kept.
These are fur babies. They're all four-legged children.
We treat the animals just like we treat humans in this family, and so they eventually also adopted a German Shepherd Malinois wolf mix who had been abused as a puppy, had his legs constrained with barbed wire, and he still has all the scars of that. And he is the most sweetest, precious little. He's a 100-pound German Shepherd now. And you can really see the German Shepherd and the Malinois in him, the dark nose, the beautiful suntan brown coat. And he's just very loving. Well, him and the pit bull did have a couple conflicts. And the last conflict grabbed him by the throat and ripped open part of his chest. And, you know, it was not something that Loki would normally do, but they got into a conflict. And the problem with a pit bull is, if a pit bull has to defend himself or herself or feels threatened, and they do bite, they bite, and they're able. Yeah, somebody's going to get hurt, and we still.
They're aggressive and they can lock their jaw when they need to, and you can't get it off.
Yeah, we still love the pit, but these two dogs can never be together again. We'll never take, because they lived together. They used to be brothers. They were brothers. They slept together. They clean each other's hoo-has. You know, I mean, they are but then there's a moment in time when they're mortal enemies, and I say mortal enemies. They would accidentally kill one, the other.
One comment, and then I'd like to about the dogs, and then I'd like to address the chat real quick if I could. Okay. The first thing I've trained my dogs to learn is I'm the leader of the pack. I am the alpha. Therefore, if they go at each other, all I have to do is scream and yell and stomp my foot, and they stop everything they're doing. I'm the alpha, and they will immediately go, "Oh, Dad's mad." It's rare that I have to do this, but it took me 6 months to teach one of them I'm the alpha. He was just stubborn, pig-headed. Now he's okay with that. They can be the omegas and run the pack, but the alpha just watches, makes sure everything's okay, and only steps in when he has to. That's how it works. So that's a lot of people don't understand that, and they can control their animals real easily if they just teach them the hierarchy of an animal pack, like the dog pack.
Yeah.
And teach them that you're the alpha, you're number one, and just let them be dogs the rest of the time, and only step in when you have to once you taught them that.
Well,
then Justin and Christine. Oh, go ahead.
I just gonna say there was a professional trainer that was working with these dogs. And unfortunately, because of Czar's history of having been abused, he didn't feel, it's like he eventually felt like he was okay. And there was a day, and I saw it change, where he knew he could actually be the big dog. And he kept challenging Loki, the pit. And Loki didn't want to fight. He'd walk away. And then one day he didn't walk away. And that was the problem. Wow. So, okay, go ahead.
Justin and Christina, if you are okay with it, because I know you're a moderator on a lot of channels, and I see you guys get around on a lot of nomadic channels. If Burning Up the Roads could make you a moderator, I'm sure that would please both of you.
Yes.
I think that would be a great thing, because Justin and Christina are great people. I've seen a lot of their videos. I've seen them in a lot of chats, and a moderator in almost everywhere they go, and they're not here, so that's sort of shocking for me not to see them blue. Just letting you know.
This is my new
trusted, and if they're willing.
This is my newbiness. It's being new. I forget that I have to make people do this. Tag them.
There we go. Yeah, Justin and Christina are great people. I mean, I've chatted with them. I'm not sure. I think I might even have their phone number, but they're wonderful people and really fun to watch. Their van. I mean, I remember clear back when I started watching them, and they had cancer in the back of their van. They were repairing and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, the other thing was our rats are already pushing 2.5 years old, and they're supposed to live up to 5 years. We're hoping to get more time with them, because to start the channel back up and have a passing in 6 months would be devastating to us. Of course, they'll get replaced immediately, because each one has their own personality, and we know they're never going to be the same. But I don't think I can live without having a rat around me. And as I get older and I worry about passing, if I am a heavy smoker, the dogs live 10 to 20 years, and you worry about who you're going to leave to care about that animal. Where you're going to leave them. And with the rat, there's less worries because they don't live as long, and they satisfy the need for that companionship and attention personality as easily as anything else.
Well,
am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here. I can see you. Can you hear me?
I think I just got booted.
No, you're still here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Troy?
Yeah.
Troy?
Okay, there I am.
Are you?
I have to turn the volume up on the phone then. Okay. Just give me a second here. Mike, Cam, you can hear me because I can hear the whispers on the TV.
Yes.
So I'm going to try to figure out what I did wrong here to actually call. Okay, open that up, and volumes are all up. That is weird.
No problem, Justin and Christina. I just don't think about it yet. I need to be reminded. I should put little sticky notes up above my computer that says moderators, blah, blah, blah.
They're all
Don't
up.
turn your camera into portrait.
Mhm.
It sounded like I heard a beep. Like I sounded like. Let me put this up here. Sounded like his mic came unplugged. Could it be your mic?
Yeah, I just let me pull this down and see what I can do. So I'm going to go ahead and leave, and I'm going to come in backstage again and see if that fixes my volume issue, because I
Okay.
can hear nothing now.
Okay.
So I'll be back in a second.
All right. If you haven't done it, please turn the thumbs up, blue, turn the big red button, YouTube, gray, and ring burn at the road start bell to get notifications. Thank you, Justin, Christina. This was an accidental. This was accidental. I saw that StreamYard had a mobile app or mobile version now, and some other people were doing theirs. So I'm so sorry. I looked so messed up. Good Lord. Jeez. Exactly all I did was intend on coming out to do editing. And then I ended up in front of the camera. So hi, happy camper. What are we testing? Well, I was testing originally the mobile version of StreamYard, and I thought I lost it. I thought it was gone. And then I just went about my business out here. This my office is in my garage now. And so I didn't realize that I hadn't lost it. And I went about my business for like 15 minutes doing some cleanup, because my son also uses this area. If anybody might understand that face, he uses this area. And so Hubs and I were doing a little cleanup, and then I was turned on the computer and it was there. It showed that StreamYard was on. So I hopped on just to say goodbye, basically, and there were still some people here. So that's how it came to be. So it's really nice that there's a mobile version of StreamYard, because I prefer StreamYard, of course, over, plug my phone in or it's going to die. I prefer StreamYard, and I also now know I need to move my camera from the position it is right here, because when I bring people up on the screen, they're over here. They're right here, and I'm back here. But when I look at them, it looks like I'm looking away, and so I need to figure that out. It's just I don't like it. Mary Jones, you're so sweet of a person. Thank you. And happy camper. I'm just so glad somebody came back to say hi. I'm still always amazed. I don't know when that will go away. Burning up the road. Did you ever look for the rock earrings? Okay, I'll show you a few that I found, and I'm going to try and put my light, my office light, over here to try and just for a minute to try and shed some light on them. This is just a couple. Okay, I've got some more. So these are in the this is not a good shot. What I'm going to have to do is take some pictures. And there's that one, and I've got more, but just for you to see, here's one that is like a milky white with some taupe going through it. And these are all rock. They're all natural rock. No two is the same. That's one of the things people loved about them when we sold them. But I will put some pictures. I'll put some pictures on of them. I'm going to do a video of yesterday, and that's what I was coming out to do today. So I'm going to do this video of yesterday, and I will include in there some pictures of some of the ones I've got. And weren't you talking about purple? Was it you asking if I had any purple? I'll look through what I have. So Handmade Blessings by D. Cobb. Okay, so D. I don't want to steal anybody's ideas by any stretch. I like, the originality of ours. We do not drill holes. We use findings that attach. And that's one of the things I find that is not, doesn't look as good as the ones where people are drilling holes. And I don't know. I'll look at your page more closely and see what you've got. And then I will, when I do this next video that I'm going to work on, I've got to force myself now to stop this StreamYard soon. Okay, here we go. Nomadic. Yeah, that's really, you're good there.
There we are. I walked outside for a second.
Okay, yeah, you're good there, Troy. Just let me finish answering. So I will upload some pictures just so you to look at them more closely, and I'd love some feedback on them. Or pink. Yep, I've got some pink, Mary. I've got some and they're very light pink. They are a see-through pink. They're really pretty. So I will. You're on Mary Jones. I'm going to write this down. Mary Jones is on Facebook. MJ on Facebook. Okay, I'll check it out. And after I get my video done. So you are over.
I figured I might show you some of what I was talking about on this property cleanup.
Oh, good. Okay.
Here's the pile of metal right here. I'll sweep by it. Here's the pile of wood that we dug out.
Me neither. Uh-huh.
And that area right in front of me is where it all came from. That was one of the RV pads he set up, and that's where we already took 14 yards of trash to the dump out of it. And we still have this pile of wood, we still have that pile of rocks, and we still have the railroad ties we have to dig out of there still. Of course, I have a tractor we can use for this. But this is what is here from that property cleanup, and why it's so devastatingly hard for me to get through this with my broken back. Thank goodness for the tractor. And this is just one area their son took over on the property and did this to.
How many acres is out there?
One. It's 1 acre. Yeah, this is my sister's house, and there's the pole barn right there that I'm going to Eugene on Monday to get the doors for the front of it where the white is on the front.
Uh-huh.
The company has a set of doors. All I have to do is wall in a foot or so on each side, and I can put the sliding barn doors on it and be able to lock them up. The second area that he took over is out here where he left an RV that is just an absolute disgusting wreck on the inside and outside. There's another whole area like that with here, I'll give you an idea. This is why my life changed and I quit working on the RV, and we're not on the road right now because the RV would almost be done if I didn't have to stop and come do this.
Uh-huh.
But you can see I don't know if you can see this over here. That's part of what I have to clean up, and then it goes all the way around the RV, clear out. It's like a half an acre out here I have to clean up. That's just an absolute disaster that they left me.
I hope you guys charge them appropriately. That's not right.
They quit paying rent and disappeared. This is all on me because I was managing the property for my sister, and I was on them for over a year to clean this up. And they just decided it was too much, and I was bugging them too much, so they just up and left and quit paying rent 3 months before they left. And there was nothing I could do about it. I was happy to see them go, because if I actually wanted to do some sort of court battle with them, it could have taken me a year or two to get them out without them paying rent. So I was happy to see them go and just get the house back.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, in Oregon, I don't know about the rest of Oregon, but I don't believe in Oregon you could have even done an eviction at the point that it sounds like and seems like these people left.
Yes, they quit paying rent for 3 months, told me they couldn't afford to pay rent. They were going to move and they'd be out by Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
And they did, which pleased me very much.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
And it is sad, Mary, because I've had to clean up messes, not like that, but I was a property manager for 3 big apartment properties, and when I first Richard and I had a reputation of being able to clean someplace up, and I'm always humane to people. I never. First of all, I don't look down on people. I know I am no better, no worse than anybody else. I've had my history of being not the best reliable person in the world, and so I really have no judgment of other people. But I went into a property that I had to clean up for a company, and that who I was taking over for, they had allowed a family with 5 children and 2 adults to live in a 2-bedroom apartment.
So can you get me a second?
There was countless cats. We're not even supposed to be there. So they had no ability to pay, and I had to evict them. And I can't even begin to tell you the painfulness I felt. It wasn't in their best interest for that property manager before me to have allowed them to go for so many months. They were never going to be able to pay that. And then we had to go in, and it was a mess. It was a pigsty. Unfortunately. And I had 3 different places that came out and cleaned the carpet, and finally we had to rip the carpet out. And no, you never can recoup that. So it's a sad thing, when people do that, trash a property.
And the old couple that I rented it to were in their 60s, and I picked them for a reason. They had a fixed income. They were decent. They took care of the place. Again, didn't do the maintenance they promised. We're getting it for less than half price, but because that was the deal, is don't call me up for anything but anything major, like a hot water heater or something, and you can have it dirt cheap. We never made any money on the property running it to them. We just watched it go up in value as they paid the taxes and insurance on it.
Right.
I mean, where else do you get an 1,800 square foot house with a 20 by 20 pole barn on an acre for $500 a month? You don't.
Nope. Now,
this is a $1,200 a month house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, on an acre with a barn, and it should have rented for about 12.
Wow.
And they got all this for just paying the bills on the place as it went up in value.
That would have been so, if somebody would have taken care of it.
And then they left me this. So I'm really disgruntled. I'll be honest.
I don't blame you. Certainly, it's not fair. When you talk $500 rent, the last time I had paid $500 rent, Richard and I we're moving out. We moved out to Veneta, Oregon, which is west of Eugene. You know where it is? Okay, so it's beautiful. That's actually, my parents lived there when I was born. But
right on the edge of Eugene on my way to Florence.
Yes. And actually it's Highway 126, but it's nicknamed Route F. And my little sister goes, "Why is it called Route F? Why is it?" I said, "Think about it. It's going to Florence, sissy." And that's when she realized Route F. So anyways, we moved out there. Our son is 30. We moved out there when he was like 3.5. So it's been 27 years ago. We got this house for $500 rent. It was a very nice ranch home. It had 3 bedrooms, and it had a big fire insert that heated that whole house. And we were young and well enough to be able to do the whole wood stove thing, and then they had outbuildings. It was on 27 acres, and they had several outbuildings. Well, it had a formal dining room. They let him tear the carpet up in there, and there was beautiful wood floors under all this old nasty carpet. Well, there was a reason, as it turned out. There was this urine smell in there. Like, if anybody in here might know that could mean someone.
We still have that here out front. This was the crazy cat lady. There were 40 or 50 cats that were in and out of the room I'm sitting in, and we still have not gotten rid of the smell out front.
Well,
I know how to do it. We haven't gotten that far.
What happened with this particular house is methamphetamine had been cooked in it.
Oh,
there is no way to abate that unless you go down to the studs. And the guy did not tell us about it. And my son and Richard got sick, and they were sick for like 4 months. I didn't get sick, but they got really sick, and they kept being sick. And when I found out meth had been cooked in there, and I confirmed it with the police, I called OHSU, Oregon Health Sciences University, and asked them about it. And they said, "Leave, do not pass go, leave your money behind, leave whatever behind, just get out of that house, or you people will be very sick." So we did. He did give us our deposit back, and we turned him over.
That's firsthand too. It's not a pretty sight.
No,
on people and property, both.
And I loved the house. It was out in the country, as you well know, knowing where Veneta is, and it had a big picture window that looked right across at a beautiful field, a field of wildflowers. And that
Sounds like it was done by the school.
we went there on a blue day when everything was in bloom. And I just said, give them the money, Richard. I want them to live here. But then
So
I
there's
found out, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, there's a few things in chat when you're done that you might want to address about your address and
Okay, I will.
I've been paying attention. Everybody says, "Oh my gosh, the mess and everything else," and OMG, and the people about the cars, and how people trash the vehicles. I've been watching all that too, so I've been paying attention to the chat. But let you finish your story. It's something you need to address on there when you're done.
I will finish my story and then I'll look at the chat too. Thank you for paying attention, but that's why you're a moderator. So, as it turned out, I love being in the country, but guess what? I don't care for. It gets very dark in the country if there aren't lights. And we had a nice big light up on like a light pole thing. But when I would come home from work, or when I would come home from at night, and Richard and Brett were already at home, it was scary to walk from my car into the house. And I, didn't have cell phone back in the middle 90s. At least we didn't. Back in 1993, 94, we didn't have a cell phone. So I just had to pull in and put on my big girl boots and run to the front door. But yeah, as it turned out, I'm not a fan of the dark. So anyways, all right, let me take a look at the chat here. If you want to chat about anything while I'm reading.
Clear back about the earrings. Wanting to know if your address is in your about page.
No, I will send my address if you send me. Here's my email address. Oh no, it's over here. It's in banners. That's where my email address is. So that's my email address. If you send me your address, I will send you a set of earrings, or I'll send you bunch of them, just so you can have them, keep them, test them. Let me know what you think. Honestly, because, things have changed, and I just want to make sure they look as nice as possible. Because if we're going to do this as just an aside business, it really needs to be something people will pay for. And
they will.
I love them. I think they're nice. I used to not. When he first started making them, I was like, oh my God, those are stones.
And Mary Jo's showing her appreciation in chat right now.
Okay, let me go back to.
Thank you, baby.
Let me go back to chat.
And I've got what I need right here. Oh, yes.
Oh, you're a lucky man. Yes, Mary.
Is your name Mary Jo, or is that your name Mary and your husband's name Joe?
Well, it's Mary Jones, so I think it's
Jones. Okay. So is that? Oops, phone fell. I had to plug it in and charge it, so it's sort of up on coffee cups.
I think it's Mary Jones. Yep, it is.
Mary, okay.
Okay, and then up here,
Mary Jones.
Wheels, Water, Wander. That's a shame. We financed cars for 15 years, and I can relate in a different way. So disgusting what people would do to these vehicles. Just trash them. Oh, you betcha. I've seen that too. And my husband used to detail automobiles for a living for a long time. And the things he found and that he had to deal with were not fun. Wasn't really worth the money he was getting paid, but back then it worked for us.
Yeah.
Yep, Mary, it's very sad that people would leave something a mess for others.
Yeah, but people do it all the time. That's the way generations are being taught and trained, and it's just sad. I was raised different. I wish everybody was raised similar to what I was. I didn't like my upbringing, but it made me a better person. It made me a better person by leaps and bounds above and beyond what I see happening.
Right.
So Mary Jones did not get your email, and her husband's name is the same as mine.
Oh.
In the chat there. Yeah, so I happen to share the same name with your husband, Mary.
Oh, I will put it back up there. It's CreshaK@gmail.com, but let me put it back up and let it run for a little while.
You just type it in the chat and she can pull it out of there if you want.
Okay. Yep, good idea.
Puts it out there for everybody, but Emails are great because you can read through the garbage. It's not like giving somebody your phone number.
Right. Right. I'm going to be doing a couple changes for our channel where I want everything really to be burning up the roads.
I love your name, by the way. I expect to see people mobile and already doing it by the name. And I it's sort of like us. We're in the nomadic rat pack, but we're not nomadic yet. You're burning up the roads,
Yeah.
but you're mobile, static at the moment. But we're prepared for those names to fit what we're doing.
Exactly. And when we are able to be nomadic, we will be, when we get to be on the road, there's just everything. It feels like the whole world's going to open up. I follow a couple people who are traveling around the world, going down through the Central and South America stuff, and then
those people too. I forget their name, but I'm following them too.
Eamon and Beck, his couple, young couple. They're over. Well, they're actually back in
customs. Sorry,
yeah.
I talked over you.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Eamon and Beck are one of the young couples, another couple, and all these people that are back in their home countries. Eamon and Beck left their van in somewhere over near Africa. And then they went back to Canada. And then a young couple from the States left their van in South America and got back here. And that is the sweet couple. He's got red hair. Oh God, something.
Justin and Christina probably follow Aaron and Beck also because they're Canada based. Trent and Ellie, that's the ones I couldn't think of. Thank you.
Eamon and Beck. Yep, we love them.
Okay. I don't have my glasses on. Everything's blurry. Sorry.
These people do great editing. I'm embarrassed when I look at my editing and compare, but they all have drones, really nice drone stuff, and we can't compete with that.
Yep.
It's all right. Someday.
When we sell our homes, we'll be able to.
Well,
for a backup.
What I heard from Scott, from our Epic V Adventure, from the tech guys, is that if you are monetized, which we're not close yet. If you're monetized, you have got to be licensed. Your drone has to be licensed, or you have to be. There's some licensing you have to have, or any footage with your drone could be taken down.
That's easy to do, though.
And
it's just registering your drone is all it is. So they can follow your GPS and see where you're going in the eye in the sky.
Yeah. Right. And I understand they've got to know, you're not where you're not supposed to be. So I want to check because I have to do some work, which means getting off here. Is there anybody who'd like to come up and say hi for just a minute? I can redrop a link because it's been great talking to Troy. I want to make sure, Troy. Yes.
I'd love
and
to
I will
see
call
Justin.
you later.
Yeah, we can discuss Copart, and I can explain to you how it works and what you need to do, and how important it is to personally inspect every vehicle you're going to bid on, or you're going to waste money and be unhappy with what you get.
I can imagine.
I'd love to see
I can
Justin
imagine.
and say hi for a minute. Putting you underneath the bus there.
I can just bring him up and we can try the three-way one. Mary Jones, yes. Have a friend who lives there. These names, Karen and Jelly. Oh, cute. Yes, Toronto is Trenton Alley. Yes, who said that?
Yeah.
Justin Christina. Yes, thank you. Trenton Alley.
They pay attention to chat. They are better moderators than I am. And I bow down to them. They are good.
When I'm moderating, I don't really pay attention to what the speakers are saying. I simply watch what's happening in the chat. I do not really pay attention to what's happening on the screen.
Bob with Blue Wave Odyssey really knows how to use his moderators well. He will actually ask them to drop a link, and they've changed YouTube. You used to be able to hit 3 dots, get a link, and drop it immediately. Now you have to go away or have a second device and go away and find that channel, copy it, come back into the chat, paste it in the chat as a Blue Wrench person. And they've made it much harder to actually be a good moderator. And Justin and Christina are on top of their game. My compliments to them as moderators. It's a lot of work to do this, but again, it's fun too.
let me check this out here. It's just the way
So,
I do.
so that's our job. If you want us to drop a link to something while you're running your live chat, that's our job to listen to you and pay attention and go get that link and put it in chat for you as moderators. We don't just look for the idiots that come in playing with, you know, the people in chat. Where our job is to also support you as moderators and let you deal with the chat and the people and do your thing. And if you ask us to go grab a link somewhere and drop it, it may take us a few seconds, but that's what we do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I actually was talking with someone who is a creator, and they said what they do is they have one person who, for the most part, they have one person is just is the welcoming mat. You know, they put out the welcome mat. Mm-hmm. And I was taught from Blue Wave Odyssey what he used to do, and I've learned to do too. If I don't moderate, which is most of the time, I love being a moderator, but I'm not made moderator most of the time yet. Someday, so just go every name, go from the beginning, go from the top, and go down and hello, hi, how you doing? You know, welcome everybody, even if you're not a moderator. That's how I thought.
You can have one person that puts up, don't forget the thumbs up. You can have another person that drops links for you. And Mary Jones, you can drop links from a phone. You have to leave the chat in YouTube, go find that channel, copy it, come back into the chat, paste it to the bar in the chat, and then continue watching the show. But you have to leave the show to moderate that way.
Yeah. Well, I'm very happy to have met you, Dee. I know you're one of my friends. Definitely know. Excuse me for saying that. I don't know why we can't say that. You're a buddy, a friend. I'm not trying to get one. I'm just acknowledging. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And I love looking at all different kinds of things. I'm not just for people who want to be nomads. I actually enjoy, I cook. Okay, this is going to sound arrogant. And I hope the people in here who might think it's arrogant are here, but I'm a great cook. Mm-hmm. One of the things my mom taught me well was how to cook. Unfortunately, I know how to cook. And learning how to do that in a good way is my goal, been my goal for the last 10 years. I've lost about 100 pounds in the last 6 years on my own. And so
I have done the same, but not at that rate. It's amazing. I'm a foodie. I'm an excellent cook like you and very proud of my meals. My friends know if I'm cooking, there will be no complaints ever. No, but nobody turns away, and I'll even critique my dishes to people that don't like spicy and people that do, and make sure everybody's got what they want when I cook. And so I understand what you're saying, and you should be proud of what you do if you're that good of a cook.
And I do videos on it.
That skill.
It's a fun skill, and I like it to look nice. It's nothing fancy. It's normal food, and but I like to present it well when I'm doing an actual video for YouTube. Mm-hmm. I present it, and I'm thinking ahead. So how would this translate into living on the road? I won't have the same size of oven, but I will have an oven. One way or another, I'll have an oven, and because to save money, cooking myself, doing all that. So, anyways, I try to think I'm already there. When I say I'm already there, I'm talking about I'm already on the road in my head. When I take a shower, just switching back over here to the nomad thing. When I take a shower these days, I take a military shower most of the time, unless I'm in a big hurry. I take a military shower. Everybody who knows, you don't know?
I know what a military meal is, but not a shower. Is it the same thing, fast and frenzied?
Yes, fast and frenzied. And luckily, I have a little off button on my shower head. And because I am disabled and standing is a challenge, I have a stool that I sit on, a shower stool. So I sit down, I get all rinsed up, and then I I wash my hair first, rinse it, and put in my conditioner. Then I do everything else. But in between everything, I shut it off. And I was a gigantic shower water consumer. I know I was, because I love long showers, but no more. No more.
Yeah, see, on my RV, I'm going to eliminate the issue of worrying about shower water because I'm installing a second tank, I'm installing a second propane system, and I'm installing a second, or actually I'll probably plumb into the existing system when I do this, but I'm going to have mine set up to where No, this would require a second system to where I can literally boondock and I can put a little pump and a filter out and refill my shower tank if I want to, and have my main system will be functioning with my 100 gallons on my Class A, but I'm installing a secondary system with 80 to 100 gallons just for showering with a tankless hot water heater, so I don't waste running water.
Yes.
When I flip my hot water on, there will be no cold or.
Yep. Well, there's something that might be helpful to you. Are you frozen? Troy, are you frozen? I think Troy is frozen. Mary Jones, let me see this. Let me see if he can fix that. I haven't been able to walk the last 4 years. It's been hard because it's made me gain weight. Yep. So before I got my knee replacements last year, which I thank God for every day, I, as y'all know, walking, I'm mobility disabled. And so I can walk. I walk around my house, but I'm having to use my walker, and I have a riding wheelchair now. It belonged to my dad, but I have it now. Do have someone. Mary Jones. Yep. Okay, he took himself out. Just Mary Jones couldn't do it. Someone would have to have it in a way before I could ever get it. So people about taking showers. So my long-term main goal is being on the road. I think I'm already there. So anyways, there is, if you haven't seen him, his name is Gone Boondocking is his channel name, and his name is David. And he's a man of about 60. And he designed cars for some of the largest, most successful car companies. That's what he was, as a designer. And nerve root damage. I'll talk about that in a minute, dear. So David is retired. They got him out of retirement once to design something, but he's in retirement full time. And he came up with what's called the hour shower. The hour shower. And he's selling it. There's like $200. Don't quote me. But he's making it so low. He's really not making much off of it, if anything. And he's literally making them one at a time. He's got someone helping him now that he's paying. But has anybody on here ever heard of Gone Boondocking? And I'm going to, okay, so it doesn't look like it. I haven't seen anybody put it up here yet. Handmade blessings. I'll put this up here. So David on Gone Boondocking. He's a wonderful guy, and he designed this hour shower, and he does sell them now. But he's such a cool man. He doesn't need it, but what he wanted to do was he realized because there's such a variety of people. I'm figuring out where my hands are. There's such a variety of people, out here in the nomad. Out there in the nomad world, and that there's people who are not showering regularly because they didn't have the ability as far as water goes, and they were conserving water and needed to shower for sanitation reasons on a more regular basis. So he developed and designed, and it's in production now, this hour shower where you use, I believe it's either 1 gallon or half a gallon of water, and it goes through a filtration process, and it's very real system. And this is a rocket scientist kind of guy that you can use that over and over for an hour if you needed to take an hour shower, and it's rightfully called the hour shower. Look him up. He's one of the, I got to let him know I'm telling you people about him. Look him up, and if you do go there, please tell him that Burning Up the Roads sent you, because this guy is talented. He just wants to make it gettable for people, that doable, that, this minimal amount. He's paying for everything. He's paid for it all up front to get a bunch of material to do it with. And so he's a humble, brilliant, he is the smartest man in the room. If you've ever heard that, certain people think they're the smartest man or woman in the room. David from Gone Boondocking is the smartest man in the room. Thank you, Justin and Christina. There you go. Thank you for dropping that link. Gone Boondocking, magnificent man. He may even have one on tonight. Howard Shower, there's another one. So I'm going to leave that up for a minute for people if you want to grab that. And then I will go ahead and I'm going to put one more up from Justin and Christina. There you go, Hour Shower. Watch it, please. It's revolutionary. And I think people could retrofit that into a house situation. Especially if they had a well, I don't know. I'm a nobody just talking about this. I just love David. I love what he talks about. I love what he builds. He's working on a toilet right now. And I'm leaning more towards a Thetford curve or a Thetford, or I just checked my door to see if somebody was coming out. A Thetford curve, or I need to text somebody while I'm talking to you. A Thetford curve or a composting. I think we could do composting. Have the urine separator. I understand why you don't mix urine and solids, and I learned all that from Bob Wells. Learned it all from Bob. Never done it. So I'm just want to tell my family I'm on here if they want to. So anyways, I think we could handle either one of those. I'm really not. One thing about the curve is any of those toilets you still are going to have to get rid of. So even with a composting toilet, you're going to have to get rid of the urine. And I will not lie, that does give me the willies. If you've done that, tell me how you did it. I really want to know. What do you do with it? So some people take it in, dump it in a toilet in a public restroom, but then you have to go into a public restroom to go take your pee. And I don't know about that. Maybe go to a park and use the park toilet, but then that feels like it's abusing that in a way to me. So anyways, yeah, if you drop it in the chat or email me, text, anything, information that would be helpful about doing that. So a Thetford curve, and I would prefer something that looks like a toilet. I'm not going to sit on a bucket and a toilet lid unless I can absolutely avoid it. Okay, but I want to make this as comfortable, the transition as comfortable as possible. Angie inside, that is my niece, Angie. And Angie, you're so lucky. Hi, sweetheart. Her mom's my sister, Linda, and she passed 4 years ago. We're coming up on that. And I don't want to cry. I don't want to make this a cry thing. But my sister, Linda, would be so happy to see me up here doing this. And she'd be on here all the time with me. I have no doubt about it. She was always very supportive of me. She's my oldest sister and very close. I don't know why. Angie, you've been on here. Don't leave and don't take it personal. Apologize for crying. It just made me feel very good. And then it made me think about Linda. Okay, so his phone went dead. Mary Jones. Oh, thank you, Mary Jones. So anyways, Mary's a wonderful lady. So back to the toilet thing. So yeah, if you've had experience with how to handle using something like a Thetford, which I equate it, it's a better version of what are called the can't think of it. Thank you. So how do you get rid of that stuff? So if you use a A composting toilet, my understanding is you can go bury it anywhere. It's compost. I'm never using it around anything I'm going to eat. I can tell you, I never do that, but or anybody else. I'm sorry, Angie. I'm sorry, sweetie. So anywho, yeah, those are just things. I accidentally got on here, Angie, 2 hours and 19 minutes ago. Accidentally. I was testing out a new function of the particular platform I use to stream called StreamYard, and you can now StreamYard on your phone. And I tried it on my phone, and then I was doing fine, and then I lost it, and I thought it was gone, and boom. About 20 minutes later, I sit down in front of the computer because Richard and I were doing some cleanup because Brent shares this office in the garage, and you must know that is not a pleasant for me. He's trying to take care of it, but still, I prefer not to share. So anyways, I opened up the big door, and yesterday, by the way, folks, I opened up my side door, was trying to let for there to be a breeze through, and the doorknob fell off of my hand. Kerplunk! There's a doorknob in my hand. So, Dometic. So anyways, Richard was in here, he fixed that, and I was cleaning up the desk and whatnot, and oh, there's a wasp. Oh my God. Get out of here. He just flew away. He's probably coming back to get me, though. I hate things. I have never been stung in my life, and I live in Oregon. So anyways, yeah, it's been a good chat. It's all right, Nomadic Rat Pack. You know what happens. And I'm learning. I'm looking into the camera. It's straight above me. It's up about 4 inches. And so when I am talking to a guest, if I want to see the guest, I have to turn this way. And now I'm looking at a wall full of tools. And I'm nodding at a wall full of tools. If I look at where the guest is right here on the screen, I am looking away from him. So we have to move the camera around. That's what I've learned today. Mary Jones, let's see here, sweetheart. I lost my uncle. Was my heart on the 10th. And my husband's anniversary. Oh, hon, I'm so sorry for that. I'm sorry you lost your uncle, dear. I understand. My mom died on one of my nephew's birthdays when he was 8 or 9 years old, maybe 10. And it's been hard for that young man to ever celebrate his birthday. He really hasn't. He doesn't. He's having to learn how to do that through his own children, because you have to have birthdays for kids. And so he's doing great. He's a great dad. He's a great dad, but he died, and my sister passed on my niece's birthday. So, it is just like the roll of the dice. Life is the roll of the dice. It's why I personally don't gamble. I have never been lucky, and I have addictive personality. So it's best I don't get started on something I have to keep trying to fix or keep trying to beat. Yeah. So, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and end this broadcast, or I'm not going to get a YouTube video done today. And it's starting to get hot enough. Let's see how hot it is here in Eugene, and in my garage, it's a little hotter. I was hoping my little sister would come in. Darn it. Just a second. Angie, could you text her and find out if she's coming in? Right now in Eugene, it is 88 degrees. And I'm in the garage, even though there's both doors and there's a big fan. We have a great big fan in the garage. It's blowing, but it's not so bad I couldn't sit here for another couple hours to do this. Oh, Mary Jones. I'm sorry, Mary. I'm so sorry for your loss. I don't know. We all who've lost people know that there's just no words. It's just nothing that is going to help but time, I mean, but right after Christmas, like that's 25 or so years ago. I don't do math well, but I know it's not been that long, but my mom died 30 years ago. My son was 9 months old, so that's how I remember that. Thank you, Angie. Thank you. And nope, you never know when God will call us home, and that's true. My dad was very lucky. I love my dad so much. I live in his house. His hands are literally all over this house. I sleep in the same bedroom his mom, my mom, and him used to have. It's 89 in Kentucky. And I literally, we have our own bed and whatnot, but I literally sleep on the side my mom slept on in the room. And I'm looking at a mirror that's always been there. And it does give me, sometimes it feels really odd. And I think, I wonder what my mom thought about when she lay here and looked in the mirror. And, and she was a great cook. And so it has been a learning lesson about myself. My mother and I had a very, I was next to the youngest, and I was a tyrant. I held my family hostage. They knew my mom was known to be a disciplinarian, and we'll just say that, and a disciplinarian. And my dad was not. My dad was not. The one time that he tried disciplining me, he put me over his lap to spank me, and I peed on him. And he never spanked me again. And I was about 7, 8, 9 years old. He wasn't a hitter, a screamer. My mom was a hitter and a screamer and a spanker. However, I believe 78 degrees in South Carolina. Are you near the ocean, South Carolina? D? So I learned my little sister, how she learned to handle that, I believe, is disappear. Just go away. Just disappear, be no trouble. And even she was a great runner. She could have been trained by a great runner named Frank Shorter. And she was terrified of competition. So anyways, my parents knew, I believe, they were gonna have to beat me to death if they started hitting on me, because I'm telling you, I was a tyrant, and I was a complete controller, and I was not a nice little child. I did have a couple things happen that kind of moved me in that I need to control things situation naturally. And so Mary Jones, 9 years ago, my twin son committed suicide, and I lost my dad in 2002. So it's time. Me and my husband now. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss of your son. A nephew of mine, an adult nephew, I don't know how old your son was, an adult nephew committed suicide 3 years ago. And I went to his house where my sister and her husband were, and where this took place. And I was there with my sister and her family in the aftermath. And I'm deeply, deeply sorry. So it's time, me and my husband now. So are you talking like being older and worried about your own mortality? Because I can imagine when you lose somebody, when you lose people like that. We lost my sister in July. About 6 months later, her husband, who was like a father to me. She was our oldest sister, and he died of a very bizarre situation. Very bizarre, a medically bizarre situation, because we really were hoping he would, our whole family wanted to see him. He had taken care of my sister. She had very severe COPD, and COPD killed her, and it killed our dad, our mom. And So Linda died in July. Larry died in July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Angie, you're going to have to tell me what month your dad died in, honey. I don't remember. It was like in the spring, so maybe 9 months later, because our nephew died after my sister, from another sister. So Linda died, my nephew died at the end of January, and then my brother-in-law, I believe, died a couple of months later, March. Larry passed in March, because I remember he was the first phone call I made when I found out that my nephew had committed suicide. I called my brother-in-law, Larry, because he's like a dad, you know. So I called Larry, and I remember the first words out of his mouth, and then went from there. But anyways, only burning up the roads, not too bad a test. 15 thumbs up and 7 in the house. Well, there's been some people who have come and gone. March 4th, yep, March 4th. So we lost 3 people in between July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. In 8 months, we lost 3 very dear family members. And it doesn't matter if it's 3 or if it's 1, it's a nightmare. And so my heart goes out to anybody who's going through this or has gone through this. Bob's Adventure had a thing up on, I think it was Bob's Adventure, on suicide prevention. And a couple of my family members have walked in a suicide prevention walk here in Eugene. And so it's, I don't even know, typing on your phone. I know, I want to get the days when there were those big giant phones, when the first cell phones came out. One of my sisters, Patricia, who is on here once in a while, used to sell cell phones, and they looked like a shoe. They looked like that old, reminded me of Don, that comedian, Get Smart. And the phone was about this long, no kidding you, about 10 inches long. And you put it up to your ear and held, your hand was this far away. So we went from phones that were just gigantic to everybody wanting these little microphones. And then they're not very practical, as that turns out. And we need a phone that we can actually see. A phone we can actually see. And now I'm wanting a phone that's a little bit bigger than this. This is a Samsung, because I want to do and need to do more on it. I want to see is, no. Let's see, read this. Please remember to give your great host. Oh, okay. Oh, I see, I couldn't read that. That's why I'm saying I agree. I need a bigger phone, maybe a little bit bigger than this one. A little bit bigger than this one. All right, guys. Well, I was hoping my little sister would get on here, but I need to really go and work on a video. That's not going to get done. And if you have time to watch a video, go over to Gone Boondocking, the brilliant man, literally a rocket scientist fellow who's developed this hour shower, and literally out of the genuine kindness of his heart, because he wants to see people get their needs met, and that people needed to be clean, and that often there isn't enough water, and you got to have only can have a certain amount. And Angie, could you check one more time for me, Priscilla? And so it was definitely, he's a good guy to watch. Gone Boondocking. And then secondly, if somebody could find and drop a link for Deborah Dickinson, I would very much appreciate that. I would very much appreciate that. And Deborah Dickinson. She's on tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific time, wherever you're at on the East Coast. If it is East Coast, it's at 8 o'clock. And I guess in the middle of the country, 7 o'clock. So, or 6 o'clock. I'm not sure. You know what time it is for you. So Pacific time, it's 5 o'clock. That's all I know. I think I need one of those big clocks that does all those different times. So Mike and MJ's RV Adventures. Hello, Mike and MJ. I don't know if it's Mike or MJ. I ended up on here accidentally, truthfully, and it's been a 2-hour and 35-minute accident. Thank you. Email when you get off the line. Okay. Cool. Okay, MJ. Thank you. You're here. So I've learned some stuff today. It was a test. That's what I'm saying. As I found out that StreamYard is now mobile, and so I got on my trusty cell phone, got mobile, and I had a couple people on and was learning some things about it, and so here's Deborah Dickinson's link, 5 o'clock Pacific time tonight. She's a great woman to watch, especially for people having any disabilities. She's very inspirational for me. So I know I was saying something, and as she says, a squirrel just ran by. I was talking to MJ, and MJ, I'm looking at your name on the computer, but I'm looking on the computer. I know it shows me looking the opposite way, and I don't like that. So I got on here accidentally, and it's ended up testing for 2 hours and 36 minutes. And we just, well, for a little while, it was just a couple of us, me and two people, and then went down to one person. And now we're up to 7. That's nice. Glad to see 16 thumbs up. So people have come and gone. That's cool. But I wasn't prepared, as you see, for a show. I don't normally come on quite so unwell. I look like I just got out of bed, and I really did. I got out at 10 o'clock. I slept in. Mike at MJ's Adventures. I love you guys. I like watching your Grand Canyon stuff. You know, there's so many people that I've learned so much stuff from on YouTube. Mary Jones, your brother's birthday is the 4th of March. Well, you have a happy day on his birthday. I hope you're able to spend time with your brother. Let's see. Well, thank you, MJ. Hey, sweetie. Is there a cold soda pop in there? Would you mind? I was going to say tossing me one, but I'll probably scream at you if you toss me one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what
My office is now in the garage, and I was just saying, oh, that's good. I'm probably going to have to get off of here. Thank you, Mary Jones. You guys, thank you, hon. That's nice. That's nice to hear. I'm going to have to get off of here and work on a video from the drive we took yesterday. Going to go work on that, or sit and work on that, at least get part of it done, and go on from there. It's been a nice chat, though. I'm glad y'all stopped by. I'm going to move the camera, which is right there. I'm going to move it across and up there, so that when I'm talking to somebody, it looks like I'm talking to you. I wish I had a phone with the bigger letters. Yes. Now, these are small. These are small, and it does make it hard. Yep. See you. Here's MJ. See y'all soon. Look forward to your next video. Thank you. And I am going to go ahead and end it. I'm going to just have to pull the trigger and say bye-bye. Thank you for sticking with me. I will give you a call, Troy. Thank you for giving me your number. I will be sending you some earrings, MJ, just to see what you think of them. You could keep them. Just tell me your honest opinion of them. And Nomadic Wrap Pack, thank you for letting me on the panel. Don't forget to give me a call. I won't. About Copart, I am not a morning person, by the way. I'm not either, but I am better in the morning. My pain is less. It gets worse as I go along in the day. So I try to get as much done as I can early in the day. All right. Happy trails, everybody. See you again soon. No doubt our regular live streams are Monday at 11 Pacific and Thursday at 11 Pacific. And we're going to be doing the pop-ins now that we're out and about more and going to see things people might like to see. And we appreciate every single one of you. Even if you haven't subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, pop over to Burning Up the Roads and give us a chance. You know, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and see what is there. And we kind of got into this right before the lockdowns happened. And then towards the end of that is when my father died. And I took a month and I didn't do anything. And I just laid on that bed and I thought about him and my mom. And it wasn't a good month. So I'm back in the saddle, and it's exactly what my father would want me to be doing. He would say, and call me by my middle name is what he'd call me. He'd go, K or KK, what are you doing? Laying on that bed, whining and crying about what used to be. You have an entire life ahead of you. Okay, so get up, go sit down and make a video. That's what my daddy would say. Love you all. See you another time.